I'm more than positive throughout this video you're gonna be hearing Maya in the background, so ignore that. Just wanted to show you my baby really quick and how shy she is, how camera shy she is, my baby Sita. Oh my baby. I am here to give you guys the chisme, the tea. So throughout this video, you're going to basically hear the mistake that I've made and what I did to overcome that mistake, how I improved, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one thing I have on my list is to not buy a big quantity when it comes to purchasing new items. I would think that there's this super new trendy item that a lot of people are gonna buy. It's gonna sell so quick, this and that, and at the end of it all, I ended up getting stuck with certain products. The trend kind of like disappeared, didn't end up selling, and then they just kind of like sat there. I had to end up selling the price at a lower price than what I had originally bought it for. So be careful when it comes to purchasing your quantity. When it comes to being a new business owner, like you just kind of like want to buy so many things for your business, but you don't know if it's gonna kind of like blow up, what's gonna happen, and that's the risk when it comes to having a business. But I always recommend to buy a super low quantity until you realize like, all right, I'm getting a lot of customers, everything's going good. So yeah, that was my number one mistake when it came to purchasing. Number two, this is probably another major thing that I've learned, a major lesson, is to not go into business with a friend, like whatsoever. It is a bad decision. Don't get me wrong, you can learn a lot of good things from having a business from a friend. It's also very helpful, but one person wants one thing a certain way, another person wants another, has a whole different concept, idea. So that's where you guys can kind of like bump heads. There are some businesses where of course they went into business with a friend and everything went good, but majority of the time it's like go into business by yourself. That's probably like the best decision ever. One point in my business I ended up working with someone and it was just complete downhill. I even asked other people's advice before going into business with another person, and everyone was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And me, knowing me, I always like to try things out, like that. I'm very curious, very open-minded when it comes to trying new things. So I kind of wanted to test it out on my own, and bad idea. Disclaimer, I didn't go into business starting with a friend. This was kind of like a couple years when I already had my business. I don't want anyone to kind of like mix things up. So I would definitely say this is probably the most important when it comes to having a business, especially if you are a woman entrepreneur. Learning how to control your emotions. I swear to you, especially when it is that time of the month, a lot of thoughts can go into your head. What am I doing? Is this the right path? Blah, blah, blah. It's normal. It happens. But just learning how to control your emotions is probably like the best thing. Like just blocking off all of those negative thoughts. How I control my emotions is basically like listening to a lot of YouTube videos and also reading the Bible. That helps me out 100%. As well as listening to transformation on YouTube. 100% helps me out when it comes to like my negative thoughts. Ooh, number 5, another important lesson that I've learned. Don't overwork yourself. In the beginning, if you knew Obsessed like from day one, you know that I was open from Monday to Sunday, like freaking 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. But keep in mind, 11 a.m., that's when the business opened, but beforehand I was still working, and the nighttime I was still working. Like I was all about like obsessed 24/7, and it drove me insane. I know you hear a lot, I hear a lot of motivational videos where they're saying like, okay, you have to work 4 a.m., take up all the hours of your day. I honestly like block that out whenever I hear that, because I took that advice and I swear to you, like I was becoming drained and drained and drained, where I just didn't even want to work anymore. Like I was losing my creativity. Learn how to prioritize everything in your life. My lesson learned is take a day to myself. Every Sunday I'm closed. I don't do anything. I mean, sometimes I'll be working on a Sunday if I have like a photo shoot or plan something like ahead of time. But for the most part, Sunday I set that day for like myself. I literally, like on Sundays, I rest in bed. I do like all that girl stuff, facials, I clean my house, I do laundry, like all that good stuff, and it literally puts me at peace so that when Monday comes, I'm ready to go work hard, basically get rest for my body, my mind, all that good stuff. Number 5, I would definitely say bye-bye to your friends. I mean, if you have that built in you, like partying, going out, like cool, just learn how to like have fun. Okay, how can I say this? My lifestyle before was like party scene. Once I opened up the business, I became like super serious. Partying was never for me, clubbing or anything like that. So it was kind of like easy for me to push that away. Number 6. So creating a schedule that works best for you is very helpful instead of being like all over the place, la la land, not having things like set up and all that stuff. So make sure you plan things ahead of time, even the night before. Getting your schedule ready for the day is very, very helpful. One thing that I do really love doing is I like to have the Amazon Alexa app, and it has like my list of to-do things, and I just kind of like check mark it whenever I'm done. Number 7, a mistake that I made throughout my business was not saving my receipts. That is so important when it comes to having your business, because when you do your taxes, you need all of that information. You can also get like all of that info from your like bank statements and all that stuff, but saving your receipts, like let's say you pay cash, you need to store all of that information so that you can report it on your taxes. Like, I feel kind of like dumb talking about this because I don't know if it's like common sense for you to understand taxes. So I don't know if I should mention this, but there might be people out there who are kind of like new to like the taxes when it comes to the business world. It's completely different when it comes to working as an employee. Like, you're receiving money when it comes to taxes as an employee, but as an employer, you are having to pay taxes. So that is my thing. Like, just depending on how much I make a year, I can freaking have to owe like up to like $4,000 in taxes. So yeah, you need to keep track of all of your receipts when it comes to having your business. So that is so important. So usually what I do now is I'll kind of like pile up all of my receipts in a closet. So everything that I spend in a month, I'll kind of like have all of that information, and then calculate it at the ending of the month, so that at the ending of the year you won't have to be going like every like 12 months going back and calculating everything. So I set a period at the ending of the month to calculate everything that I spent, how much I made. Like, keeping track of your money is really important as well, making sure that everything's good on the money side. So that is really important. Number 8, learning your write-offs. Meaning, I can give you guys a perfect example. Like, I didn't know that you can write off your mileage when it comes to having your business. So every time I travel somewhere for my business, for example, LA, when I do inventory, I always check to see how many miles I go there and coming back, and I write it down in my notes. I have like my whole list, like what I spend for business when it comes to like purchasing items for my business. When it comes to like even as little as like buying something for an employee that works with you, like writing so many things off is very helpful when it comes to taxes. Tax season, I freaking hate it, but you gotta do it. So on my notes, I have like this lock screen, and I have to enter a password in order to log in. In my notes, I created a graph where it saves all of my passwords, all of my social media accounts, not only social media, but when it comes to when it comes to my Shopify account, when it comes to Dropbox, Edison, like all my bills that I have to pay, I write all of my usernames in there and the passwords. Like my mind is already all over the place thinking about so many things that I have to do. I like to store all of my passwords because, you know, we already have a ton of them. So storing them is so helpful. Every time I forget like a password to something that I'm trying to log into, go to your notes. It's already there. Be organized when it comes to your passwords, because then you have to create another one, blah, 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 blah. I swear I went through this phase where I created so many new passwords. It was insane. So that really helped me out. And number 10, I find what you want to grow. There's basically so much you can do in this beauty industry, and I'm pretty sure so many of us love the thought of doing everything, but I tried doing that. At one place I was kind of lost. Try to find that one thing that you truly like and grow that. And then once you're done, like you feel like you kind of like accomplished that little side hustle, move on to the next. Do not try to do things all at once, because you are going to drive yourself insane. I tried doing that when it came to like lash perming, makeup, trying to learn how to do hair. Now I take it as, okay, if I want to learn something new and I want to hop into a new project, let me make sure this project is done first before I go into another one. So that's my mindset now versus trying to handle so much all at once. I can talk about so many mistakes that I've made throughout my business, but you know what? I feel like I've learned through my mistakes, and that's how like I improved in my business. Quote that said something about like, you don't learn through your wins, you learn through your failures, and I find that so true. So every time a lesson comes my way, I honestly really learn to appreciate them, because at the end of the day, that's helping me grow as a person. So also switching your mindset on that as well. Like if you're going through something or having like a struggle, see it as you're gonna receive a positive outcome from that struggle. Does that make sense? Damn, I am preaching over here. Yes, sis. So yeah, I wish you guys nothing but the best when it comes to opening whatever you guys have in mind. So yes, I am sending you guys positive vibes. This is your sign to start your business, whatever you have been thinking about. Learn from my mistakes. And thank you guys so much for supporting Obsessed Beauty. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.